This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Hey there, it's Brian, Sebastian, movie reviews and more. And I knew Don was going to chime on. I'm waiting for Tasha to show up late too. Hey, so if it's Tuesday, it's movie reviews and more. I'm Brian, Sebastian, movie reviews and more, streaming live on over 100 outlets around the world as usual. And I have to say this: Talk 4 Media, Talk 4 TV, K4HD Radio, iTube 247 out of Franklin, Tennessee, and streaming on over 100 outlets around the world. So the fun thing about this is that this show's been set up for a while. Susan, if you remember, we talked about it in March and April. Here we are mid-July. I always had Jeremy set up for this because I wanted him to meet a couple authors. Felicia wanted to come on because this is kind of Jeremy's show in a way. I'm almost going to let him run it because he's welcome back. He's part of what we're doing. And then Dapper Howard looks like he's straight out of Bridgington today. Jeff Rachel Roberts looks like she's totally sunburnt, but she has a reason to talk about that, and she is. Mm-hmm. Felicia, I just left her. Was it yesterday? I think her and Sunshine or Saturday, whatever it is. But here's the thing. I love doing our shows. This is all about friendships. It's all about helping authors supporting the arts because the arts matter. Whether you're a writer, television, chef, actor, actress, producer, it doesn't matter. See, I told you Tasha's going to pop in last minute. I know these things. And we got to welcome back our friend Vocally Tosh from Miami, Florida, because she hasn't been here in weeks because she's been busy. So, you know what? I got to kick this off. So, ladies first, we're going to start with Jeremy. I'm only kidding, Jeremy. So, here's the thing about this. Jeremy, let's do your 90 seconds again, even though you did 36 seconds, which is cool. Tell everybody who you are, where you come from, and why you are, because you got a new book coming out, too. Very important to promote that book and your website. Go for it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. My name is Jeremy Van, host of the Mindful Mutiny podcast. Mindful Mutiny, promoting people who are bucking the status quo and living to the highest version of themselves, which is what I do for people. I'm a trained psychedelic therapist, and I work with people to access the deepest realms of themselves to help them overcome all sorts of things that are going on in their lives. And yes, I've got a book coming out. It's called There Is More, Living a Life of Expansiveness in a World That Is Not Perfect. And for those of you who have a little bit of the ADHD like me, yes, it's coming out on Audible. And so you can race through it that way. And so I just help people access their highest selves. I've got a book that talks about how to get there. And I run a podcast about fantastic people. Make sure that you subscribe to it.
It's all about that Mindful Mutiny broadcast. Which is actually pretty good. Chef Rachel Roberts, I got to go to you before I go to Susan because you went to a lot of stuff last week. Let's talk about the things that you've been to, who you are, for Susan to know. And then also, you helped a lot of people last week. You freaked out for a moment, but then you turned it right back around and got your thinking going again, and you kicked it out the park. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, hello, Jeremy. I love you. Big fan of Jeremy's and friends. So, I freaked out for a minute because I'm in Houston. We did not expect that hurricane to hit us directly. It was supposed to be up north or whatever. It hit us straight on and we didn't expect it. I had two little flashlights and it hit us directly, and it wasn't a huge rainmaker as much as a wind, and it knocked down through the whole city power lines, and nobody had power. 2.3 million people without power. And center point energy just dropped the ball. I mean, this went all the way up to the New York Times. There was a joke about how, in order to find, where power was back on, and you could go through like a Whataburger app. I never understood that, but I mean, it was bad. We, no power all week. So yeah, I've been out in the like, I slept in my truck for a couple nights, and then I was really lucky. I do work with Fox News sometimes, and Ruben Dominguez with Fox News, he called me up and he's like, "How are you doing?" And I'm like, he's like, "I'm gonna bring you a generator." I'm like, "Don't bring me, I'm scared of that." It's like they could catch on fire. 3 days later, I had a huge ass generator hooked up, and I was smoking a brisket. Like, right, the brisket's smoking, I'm building the fire, and there's the generator, right? Like, I mean, I'm just good. But anyway, I was so moved by all these people that were coming forward to like help me, and they didn't have power either. And so it really touched my heart, and I wanted to give back. So I smoked a brisket, and I shredded up and made tacos, and I brought it out to the first responders, even though, I had no power. But it feels good to help other people. So anyway, crazy week.
And, with Susan, I love our chats. We talk when we get a chance. We talk about everything, and that's fun. And I knew she was looking forward to the show, and I love the stuff that she's doing. Whether it's a practical guide to awareness or her book, her workbook. What is it called? Awareness into the practical. That one, and that one, Living Fiercely. You know what? I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let Susan take over. Susan, go ahead. Tell us who you are, all the stuff that you're doing, because you're really good at all the stuff that you do.
It's a lot. It's a lot. How much time do we have? I'm
going to give you 90 seconds, just like Jeremy. Go for it.
So my career has been in PR, and after age 50, I started personal writing. So I went to a writing retreat in Glastonbury, England, and discovered my purpose and wrote a practical guide to awareness within that time frame of being there for 72 hours. My whole life changed, and my purpose is to help other people become self-aware. So I just published, so there's a workbook for that. And also I just published last year a practical guide to living fearlessly, because I wrote it during the pandemic, because as we all know, everyone was living in fear, but everything I write is inspired. So I'm downloading. I'm not just saying, I think I'm going to write this book. That's not how it works with me. Thankfully, because I think it's harder to say, I think I'll just write this book and then try to write it. So when you understand, so that's what I do. Like, that's my burning motivation, but I do PR. I do food blogging. I love food blogging, and I do that all the time. And I write about a lot of restaurants in the Southeast and Charleston mostly. But right now I'm walking for the Michael J. Fox Summer Challenge because my sister has Parkinson's, my twin. And so that is a really good cause right now. Everybody can do it. You can swim, walk, row a boat, run, and you raise money for Parkinson's. So it's easy. It's online. Look it up, Michael J. Fox Summer Challenge. So I'm doing that right now. And then in next spring, I'm having a retreat in France for people for writing and meditation. And if you just want to get away and sit by the pool and learn a few mindfulness techniques, that's cool too. So I am doing a lot, but it's okay. I like doing a lot. And I'm coaching people in, the self-awareness mode and always doing that.
What is self-awareness mode? What is that?
So self-awareness is understanding your why, knowing your why. So knowing who you are beyond your personality, your looks, who you think you were brought up to be. So what I do is help people understand in a practical way how to access who you really are at the soul level, because we have an ego and we have a soul. So we have to be able to observe instead of just react. So that's what I help people do. Get in the mode of 5 minutes, extend it to 15, then maybe a half a day, and then a whole day, and then you're doing it. So
what are you doing? Meditation?
So
Is it meditation?
of every day. So then
Hold up that book again. I want to see.
flow that happens.
Yeah.
So there's flow, and then there's being in control. And most people want to be in control. And being self-aware, you step back and you just see what's happening, and then you understand why it's happening, but you don't react. So being aware of how you react and why, and then you change it and heal if you have problems with certain things that trigger you.
What? Hold the book up again. Can we see your books? Yeah.
So this is my latest book.
Okay. And just talk about all of this in there.
This is my third book, so I talk about
This is
a
the
lot.
other one. Okay.
And I talk.
Gotcha.
My first book is a practical guide to awareness.
Okay. There it is. Yeah.
So this is the book I was inspired to write at the writing retreat, which I went to having no expectations, and then I discovered my purpose. Sometimes it happens that way for people.
Right. Yeah.
For me, it has to, because I can't just coast. I have to be hit in the head. So it happened that way for me. It's better that way for me.
I love it.
Yeah.
Talk about hitting somebody in the head. Tosh, welcome back. Tell Susan you haven't seen Jeremy in a long time. Say hi to your man over there.
It's been a while since I've seen the whole movie reviews crew, so it's nice to have this Tuesday off and be here with you guys and see the lovely ladies again. Felicia, Dawn, hello, Susan. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. I'm Natasha Rumbos, vocally Tosh, as Brian calls me. I'm a singer-songwriter that lives in Miami, and currently I'm bartending to help pay for my music stuff, and I've been kind of going into digital marketing, which has been really cool. I took this course that kind of just taught me everything about how to create your content, how to push it out into social media, how to hook your audience. So I've been online helping people to up their brands on social media and how it looks. It's been a lot of focusing time that I've been doing, but lots of amazing learning. Apart from that, Brian, we got to talk about the Energy Lounger that we had Barry on here a couple of weeks ago, like maybe a month or 2 months ago. And his warehouse is here in Miami. So I got the chance to go on Friday and test out this Energy Lounger, which is basically it's a chair that gives red light therapy and near infrared therapy, and it helps with basically rejuvenating your body, helping you with stress, with pain. And it was pretty interesting when I was there trying it in person. It was just a 20-minute session. And let me tell you that when I got there, I had zero energy. I had just woken up. I had a coffee. I was like all groggy. And when I came out of that 20-minute session, it was like he had put something in my back. Wow. Literally, I came out and I was like, I'm ready to run 8 miles right now. It was pretty crazy. I'm like, is this what happens? And he's like, yes, like this is like, you don't feel it, but like when you touch your back, you feel it hot. But when you touch this chair, it's cold and it's cold. And it's just the infrared going into your body and recharging you. So it's very, very cool that I was able to experience that. And I do have something here that he gifted me that's also red light therapy, which is like a mask. So
wow.
Here in the back gives you the red light therapy and blue light therapy, and the red light basically helps with like anti-aging. Gives
I want that. Brian,
to your face. Yeah. I was just like testing. I was like, well, do you want it? I was like, absolutely. If this is gonna make me look even better, then yes, sir. So I had a nice little weekend meeting Barry in person, and he was super excited for me to talk about it today. And I'll send you some videos, Brian. But that's what I've been up to, and of course, music.
Hey, Tosh, show that mask again. Show how good that mask looks.
Oh, it. He says it lasts. There you go. It lasts for a lot of years. It's like a Velcro. You just put a thing, and then I don't have the thingy here, but there's a button that you put either you want anti-aging or for acne. The blue therapy is for acne. If you have a lot of acne, it helps with the acne to kind of just go away. But yeah, very, very, very nice mask. Comes with this little bag as well. Yes, looks clinical mask. But yeah, it's from this. It uses the same type of therapy that Energy Lounger uses to help people with like just anything, arthritis, pains. It's something that's gonna pop off here. It's really big in Europe, and he's bringing it around the U.S. But yeah, it was cool that I was able to test it out.
Very cool.
How much are the masks? How much are the masks?
The mask is $400.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
See, and so Tosh, how much did you have to pay?
Wow.
I didn't pay anything. Like
Exactly. When you're with Movie Reviews and More, we don't want you guys paying anything. So I just wanted to say that because it is really good. And Rachel, I will work on getting you one. And for everybody,
You knew
Howard,
that call was coming.
I know Howard wants. I know Howard wants one too.
Howard,
So
we can share it. We'll split. We'll send it back and forth.
No, on my own.
It works really well. I've been using it for a year, and I'm actually 93 years old.
That's Jeremy.
Hey Howard. All right, talk about Howard. What you're wearing, because you're straight out of Bridgeton tonight. And also, Howard, I'll see about getting you one too, okay? Because I had to get Tasha because she lives in Miami. All right, Howard, tell them who you are. Go ahead. Followed by Felicia.
I'm Howard Wiggins, one of the world's 35 leading interior designers, son of Leroy Wiggins, plays steel guitar on the Grand Ole Opry. If you go on my Facebook, you'll see he was on the Eddie Arnold show. It has his name on the review. He was in the first musical cowboy movie with Eddie. They sold 60 million records, I believe. And then I've got interior design. I've got a new look that I'm came up with called Stack and Layered. And so if you'll go on my Facebook page, you'll see examples of that. And then Felicia and I, she talked about the other day doing something about you're not Dolly, I'm not Kenny. So hopefully we'll do something about that. I don't know.
All right, Felicia, go ahead.
Okay, I'll just jump right in on that. I'm excited that you remembered, Howard. Yeah, I absolutely want to do that. It'll be like a comedy parody skit. Guess we could do TikTok. That'd be cool. Anyway, hey, Felicia Andes, actress, mom, grateful wife, president of the newly launched Heartland WIFT, stands for Women in Film and Television, a 501c3 nonprofit. We're a legal affiliate under the great Miss Linda Evgen, who is my dear friend and mentor of WIFT Nashville. So we launched a few weeks ago with our mayor, Glenn Jacobs, who used to be Kane, the wrestler. He is amazing. He's a phenomenal speaker. And I am honored to have my VP right there, too. So it's a great night seeing all y'all.
All right, Sunshine, go for it.
Hi, is it my turn? I am so glad to be here and meet you guys again. This is just such a blessing. Thank you so much, Brian. Yes, super honored. Thank you, Felicia. I love you. Sunshine Brazier, actress, model, writer, vice president of Heartland WIFT, Heartland WIFT. It is spelled, nonprofit. Super excited for our first event out of launch, which was our combat fight film training, which also came with a reel that you can take with you and give to your, talent agent, talent manager, add to your actors access. Just that real tangible stuff that we are helping to promote, empower, and mentor our members and non-members. So super excited to be here. just lots of fun going on at this event. Thank you, Brian, for sharing some of those just awesome energy photos. Thank you. Huge shout out to Yuri Marmerstein, DV Martial Arts. Thank you. Visit Knoxville. Thank you, True Grace Productions, and Brian, so much for helping us with all of this. Just so much going on.
All right, we're going to go back and show a couple photos in a little bit. Jeremy, let's talk about your book coming out, because I was looking at the website today. It looks beautiful. It's gorgeous. And I like the way the book looks. Talk more about that. What can people get from that?
So the book is a series of stories from my life. And I was a very hyperactive little child. And I was constantly in the principal's office, just always in trouble for one reason or another. And I was actually not able to take a lunchbox to school because I hit another kid over the head with it. He's now actually a Mr. Universe contestant, and so I would not do that these days. But just these little things that I would do, and I would get myself in trouble a lot. Michael Jackson was very popular at the time when I was going to elementary school, and so I would moonwalk a lot during math class, and it was very distracting to the other kids. And so I went through this like long metamorphosis in my life, learning to deal with all of this incredible energy that I have. And I've been able to turn it all into a real kind of positive outlook on life because my brain just doesn't work like other people. And so I take the triumphs, I take the failures in my life, and I put it into this book because the world is kind of a difficult place to live in when you're a little bit different from other people. And so it's an inspiring book about, yes, I think you do.
You know I do.
Yes. And so it really is about making the world work for you when you have always been a little bit of an oddball, and that there's so many wonderful strengths about you as an individual, and that sometimes it's hard for people who are different to fit into a corporate environment. Sometimes it's difficult for people to deal with conventional things. And so when you find the true authentic you and you're able to really expand yourself into that, you don't fit yourself into other people's boxes, and you find how to just put that rocket sauce in your tank and really take yourself to the moon. You start lifting the people around you. You help change the world by really embracing that authentic piece of you. And you know what? I'm a little hyper. I'm a little unconventional. I dress in a weird way. I am just simply me.
You're beautiful. You are. You're so beautiful. Yes.
Never fit into a box. And so that's really what it's about. It's about people who are different, people who are unique, really learning how to embrace and love themselves.
Hey, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that hat real quick, and then we can go to Tosh, what it's like to be on Jeremy's show, and then followed by Rachel and Susan, because the girls want to be on Jeremy's show, and it's a great thing. So Tosh, talk about what was it like when you were first on that?
It was very emotional. It was a very emotional, in a good type of way. It made me kind of think back of like my early moments of when I started my music. So it brought me back to that. And it was nice to kind of like, wow, like look at where I am now to where I was before. And it was a very beautiful, like heart, episode. I mean, me and Jeremy talked for like an hour and a half, and it was just everything about everything in my life and in music and why I am the way I am. And he just made me realize like that there are like why I'm the way I am with his background and everything. So when you go on his podcast, like you're gonna realize that you're talking like if you're talking for days, but it's just like so little, and it's like he asks you questions that like a lot of people don't ask you. So it's very like it keeps you on your feet, and you're just like, wow, like I'm so glad that you asked me this question, because like people go for the general questions, but he goes for like deep in questions, like questions that make you think, and you're just like, wow, and it makes you realize like all your accomplishments. No, it was great. Honestly, it was really, really nice to talk to Jeremy. It's always nice to talk to Jeremy. Jeremy always makes you feel like, like you have a friend in him, which, I mean, we do have a friend in him, but he just makes you, like, it's that home feeling he gives you. So, yeah,
Rachel?
you guys should definitely.
Well, Jeremy, I mean, we're very good friends. We talk almost every single day. So I absolutely adore Jeremy. And we do have some things in common with, being a little different. And that's great because we we express that, and we don't put it, conceal it and say, no. We let it come out. Be who you are, love who you are. And and that's beautiful. Yeah, I loved being on your podcast as well, and definitely enjoy being friends with you.
Thank you so much. Like a lot of that is just 15 years of doing psychotherapy with people, because you really get to peel back the layers, because we all have this layer that we want to show people, and there's these layers underneath that are so much more beautiful. And when you can just really peel those back in a positive way and help support people in speaking about them in ways that they're not necessarily used to, you really get to see the humanity and the beauty inside of people, and you get to see what really is something that that really moves their mission forward. So I just love doing it.
Yes. Howard, talk about being on a show, and then we're going to go to Susan.
Well, actually, I had a little different experience because all my life, early part of my life, I was around Dolly. And there was no better example on how to be yourself than Dolly. And all through my life, I keep going through and I say, what is it I don't like about myself? Let me change it. I'm a big fan of my own self, because I've become the person who I want to become. And that's basically what he was saying. It's just like, become who you are. I mean, don't hide it. And I agree with everybody else. Normal people bore the heck out of me. I like all my friends to be extreme, off the charts, because you only get one life. I want to celebrate it. I want to celebrate it with my friends. And, I'm happy, and I've always been happy. I've always made myself happy. Yeah. And it's nothing but an attitude that you have about yourself. So,
yeah.
That's it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Susan, talk about, you're such a great writer. Talk about your poetry and your photography, because when you put your photos up, I'm like, wow, those are beautiful. I have not seen one bad one. You're just great with that. Go ahead.
Well, I have to, obviously being in PR, I've been doing business writing my whole career. But when I went to the conscious writing retreat, what happened is I tapped into my creative consciousness, and that started happening. I started writing poetry, and I had never written poetry. And you would think that being an English major and all of that I had never written poetry, and I started writing rhyming poetry, rhyming all the time. And my twin sister is an artist. She can do anything in terms of visual arts, and she would write poetry. And I was always like the kind of logical business person, creative writer. But so I started writing poetry. My photography just took off. And how I describe my photography is, it's my hobby, but I feel that, and I know that I'm a high vibe person, just like you guys are. So I always see things that other people don't see. For me, it's a visual thing, and it's all about the light, but every photographer will tell you that. So what I feel that I try to do with my photography is I have a vision that I just try to share with other people, because I know what I'm bringing in is a higher vibe through that photo. So that photo, when people see it, they get the higher vibration. And so that's also shared through my work, through my writing, through my photography, and through how I work with people one-on-one in coaching or in groups. But the photography is just another aspect of my creative consciousness. And all that started after I went to my conscious writing retreat and wrote the first book. So it just, it's obviously a tremendous gift. And so I don't do it for any other reason, just to share the beauty. Because for me, finding beauty, seeing the beauty, being mindful of every moment, that all we have is now. That's all we have. So I help people understand that, how to deal with it, how to focus, how to use it to your best ability to figure out your passion. Because if we can share our passion with everybody else, let's say we're all doing what we love, and then we help the world do that, the world will be a better place. So that's my vision, and so that's what I think my photography. I mean, people tell me it inspires them, it makes them happy, and if one person tells me that, it makes my day. And so it's such a great hobby because I have a huge passion for photography, and you'll see if you look at my photos, you'll see the light, and you'll see what I mean, and I know you'll get it. So. Don't you have any other newer photos, Brian? I see like 10 photos.
Hey, you can only show so much stuff.
Instagram. I take pictures. I travel a lot and I take pictures. I like to have a new setting very often. So, because I get bored and I like to, travel and I like to have a new environment. So, it's all an inspiration. Everything is for me every day.
So Dawn and Felicia, you were talking about stuff the summit. We showed the pictures of the mayor, Glenn Jacobs, a couple other things that you guys did, and a couple fightings. So there's Glenn. He came down to the summit. That's a big thing to have when you get your mayor to come down. They have two. So, talk about that aspect of things. What was that like for you two putting that on?
It was super exciting, and I was a nervous wreck the night before because this is my first big endeavor like this, and I literally could not have done it without sunshine. We were definitely a team, and we leaned hard on each other through some hiccups, but God saw us through, and it was really successful. And I feel like now that we've had the launch with the mayor, and then we just had our very first event, which Brian was here and helped so much, and filmed a video of the action being filmed. So he filmed me being filmed after we did a choreographed fight sequence that I honestly didn't know was going to be quite that long or hard. But I think we got at least half of it. I am so sorry. It hurts to breathe in after that.
Oh
so
my gosh.
I think Rebel has the video maybe to show you guys.
That's funny.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. So they were teaching y'all how to do that out there? Oh.
They paired all of this up, and then
that's so funny.
He taught us all the basics first. Yeah, everybody learned the basics, and then he taught us that whole choreography sequence. And then we all came out in pairs and filmed it so that everybody's going to end up with a reel. And on the reel, it'll look like you're really hitting the person because the camera does not have depth.
I mean, Felicia, you were throwing I was like, I would be scared if I would be fighting you. You were like, pound, pound, pound. Like,
thank you. I'm so sorry. Thank you. And Sunshine was there. Sunshine, tell what you think about it. She did great.
Are there any videos of Sunshine kicking ass too?
Brian,
I love it. I don't think we submitted one yet of me to Brian. We're waiting on the edited version, but this was too much fun. It is very, vigorous, and so you definitely got to make sure you do your stretching, you're hydrated when you attend like his training classes. But this is really, really important for, for actors or even stunt stunt actors, and some of the techniques we could even apply, you know, in different ways in real life, you know, some real life experiences, especially like that ducking a punch, you know, being able to kind of swiftly, you know, move from side to side, you know, and even kind of do your own like side gut punch to somebody else, but actually, you know, actually do it in full force if you had to.
Let's
But
hope we
so
don't.
much fun.
I don't want anybody throwing punches at me.
Yeah, seeing that video, I was like worried for Felicia. I was like, man, she knocked him out, and then he knocked her out. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just really exciting. I would recommend it to anybody. Yeah. Mm.
The funniest thing, you guys, I have to tell it myself real quick. It's like that was the fourth take in those hills, and I, first time ever doing it. I've never done this before. And when I fell to the ground on that take, and then you know they were like cut. And then I went to get up and I reached for my partner and he kind of grabbed my hand. Thank God, because my knees, as I stood up, my knees literally went, and I was like, okay, 4 takes, I'm done.
Yeah, right. That's it.
Yeah.
Did he lift you, Felicia, or did you jump? Did he lift you or did you jump? When he took you and spin you around, did he lift you or did you jump?
So when we did the initial pull together, you know, we'd practiced it and I gripped his arms really tight. So I was pulling onto him and he lifted me and I jumped all simultaneously.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Howard.
I was like, she's about to fly.
That's funny. Hey, Tosh, talk about what you've been doing social media wise, because I've been seeing a lot of your posts. You've been doing something different. It's been working.
Yes. So I took this digital marketing course called Digital Wealth Academy. So it's basically for people who want to get started in digital marketing or have their own brand already, but don't know how to, you know, promote it the right way in social media and algorithms and all that stuff. So I was like, you know what, let me invest in this course because I've been doing really good with my music, but I feel like my views have stayed kind of the same and not gone up. So I was like, maybe let me start trying to do something different. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. And it's not like I was doing anything wrong. I wasn't doing the things that I needed to be doing for my reels to pop up to different niches and call to actions and all that stuff. So it's a really in-depth, like step-by-step video course that really teaches you, and it teaches beginners too. Like you don't have to already be into social media.
I want to know more about that. Send me the link or whatever. Yeah.
I'll send you.
Jeremy
the link.
does too.
It's really it has like it, and the best thing about this thing is that they're always adding new modules, so you're always constantly learning. And you know, it teaches you about TikTok, about affiliate marketing, about how to do like your color scheme on your social media so it looks all cohesive. Like I have learned so much. And I mean, Brian, you've seen it and Jeremy the other day sent me a message. He's like, you're always popping up on my feed. And that's exactly, you know, what I want to eventually get to, is always be on somebody's feed. And it has brought a lot of traction into my profile. Like before I started this 3 weeks ago, like implementing it into my Instagram. And at first I was reaching about like 4,000 accounts, like just regular posting. And now after 3 weeks, I'm at 7,000 accounts that my profile has reached without doing sponsored ads. Like this is all organically, which is, you know, what everybody wants when it comes to your social media. You want organic people to get to your profile, find your profile. So that's what I've been focusing a lot on that, and just like putting my whole time into that. But then it becomes like, you know, kind of like you know, you kind of sleep and you just do it. It is a lot of work, but I've been seeing like the progress that I've been doing. I've been getting musicians into my DMs asking to do collaborations with me. So like it is working. It is working.
Fantastic.
So yeah, I'll send you. I have this free guide that basically shows you everything you're learning in the module, so you can better learn from it. And the best part about this, like if you're trying to make like, you know, some extra money or actually like passive income, you can, this course comes with, it's called Master Resale Rights. So basically, if you buy this course and you choose to want to sell it to help other companies or other brands or other people to get started, like you get 100% of the whole course. So it's, you know, it's a win-win. You're learning these skills and you can also like get your investment back as well, and even more from it. So it's been it's been dope. I'm happy. Well, you guys are both been seeing me post like crazy, and it's fun, you know. So yeah, I'm excited to see how my profile will look from here to like the next couple months. And yeah, I've been seeing a good track on my music as well. People visiting my YouTube channel more. So yeah, no, it's fun. I'm happy with it.
Hey, real quick, because Susan's got to get out of here. Susan, how can people get your book? Talk about your website real quick, and whatever you got coming up.
So my book is everywhere on where ebooks are offered. So Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Apple, but indie books are bookshop.org. My creative site is seeingbeyondtheordinary.com, and my PR site is snefzgerpr.com. But my Instagram is either snefzgerpr, that's all my photography. And my book site is Tips for Fearless Living. So sorry, it's a lot of information.
Thank you.
So it's seeingbeyondtheordinary.com, because that helps your life become better.
Thank you.
And if you're looking for a good publicist, I recommend her. She's no nonsense, and she will tell you.
Well, I'm not a sugarcoater, even though I am a happy-go-lucky, positive kind of person. I'm not a sugarcoater. But I like to help people understand their passion so they live a more fulfilling life. Because when you're happy and you do what makes you happy, everybody's happy, right? Everybody in your life. So that's it. But it was fun to meet you guys, and thank you, Brian, so much for everything.
Oh, you're welcome. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for our great chats. I appreciate that. So you got to always, all the authors, you have to always sponsor and to help support those authors and the arts. Whether you're a singer, whether you're a chef, whether you're a dancer, art with, all of those things. Susan, thank you for that. As I always say to you, have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow for you. We'll see you soon.
Talk to you later. Take care, everybody.
Hey, Howard, let's talk about what you're wearing, because you're wearing something beautiful that I like. Straight out of Bridgerton, you look great in it. Talk about
Didn't we talk about it? I thought we did that.
I put this together in like 2 minutes.
We're having deja vu.
I know. Could have sworn we talked. Okay, let's talk about it. Go on.
I just put this together in 2 minutes. Just it's a print shirt, bow tie.
Do you wear this to the grocery store? Do you dress like this all the time? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, you see my Facebook page.
I know, right?
I mean, it's just part of who I am.
You are a character. Can you imagine being at the grocery store and seeing you shopping like this?
Yeah.
I mean, I dress weird too. We all do. I mean, I'm sure all of us here do. But yeah.
Let me tell you this.
Every day I
Howard,
get a compliment.
Howard, you could do that in 2 minutes. That would take me a year to dress like that.
Howard, I'm interested in the juxtaposition between the way you look and the way your interior design complements the way you look. Something behind your right shoulder. What is that? That's way cool.
This one, the Blackamoor, the black and white.
That? Yeah.
That is. It's actually a solid quartz crystal, and there's 3 pair in the world. Prince Charles has a pair on his yacht. I have a pair in my home, and then there's a pair in a $1 million bathroom. So when I was young, I inherited quite a bit of money, but I basically spent it on art because I'm really into art, and I love investments. They really paid off a lot more than the stock market would have. So, because I know what I'm doing when it comes to that. So,
Well, I love the way it complements your jacket.
well, there's actually two of them in the room. There's a pair. You're only seeing one, but there's two.
Okay. Wow. That's
You can't see it.
astonishing.
Yeah.
So we weren't lying last week when we said that, the two dapper people here are Howard and Jeremy, because they are. They are.
Jeremy stepped up his game, though.
Jeremy also has
He
his
became
hat
Howard
going on
Wiggins
too.
ornament.
Where's my hat? I got a hat.
Rachel's
Okay.
looking for her
I want it-
cowboy hat,
no,
probably.
No.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
See, Rachel looks good in hats, too.
Rachel does. Rachel slays in hats.
Wait, I got another.
yes.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I played dress.
yes.
Go, Rachel. Let's go.
There
Go.
you
That
go.
was good. That
Now
was
you like
good.
You're
There
giving
you
me
go. That's a
like
good one.
Rachel in the Hamptons type.
Exactly. Hey, we got about 4 minutes left. Sunshine, give your social media links for everybody and what's coming up with you.
Hi, yes, it's Sunshine Brasher on Facebook, Sunshine Brasher on Instagram, Dawn Brasher on Twitter, and Dawn Brasher on IMDb. We have a fashion show coming up in Gastonia, North Carolina with Charlotte Scene, and just super excited. Our event's coming up. We're coming up with Heartland Whift and working on the elevator pitch with Film Fest Knoxville.
Awesome.
Felicia.
Hey, we are Heartland-Wift, WIFT.org, and Felicia_Andes on Facebook. I can't remember the other ones right now. But that's for now. And I have been writing a short script all day before I came on here for hours. And it is completely serendipitous because the theme is what some of you guys talked about, especially Jeremy and Susan. I'm like, what? I literally have it sitting down there on the table. I was writing nonstop. It's crazy. So that's another conversation, but we'll have to have it.
Howard Wiggins.
Howard Wiggins Facebook. Like I said, I want to talk about my sacked and layered look, and I'll give you one design tip. Most people, when they go out to look for something, like I said, what would you put in the corner? And I bet 99% of you would say a plant. Well, you got an option of a grandfather clock, you could do a corner cabinet, you could do a chair, you could do a lamp, you could do a torture, you could do art. There's 1,000 things you can put in the corner, but most people will say plant, and then they'll go out and get a plant. Always look at your options and what's your best options. Don't do the first thing that comes to your mind. So I just want to put that out there. So if you want to do the best job you can, don't stop at the first thing you're thinking of. So,
Rebel.
Well, we're gonna have to
That's
get
what I was
Howard,
thinking.
Right there.
Howard's
Our in-
corner.
Our
Howard's
engineers in the
house tip.
background. Do you see what Rebel's writing? Don't put baby in the corner. That's me, Rebel. We're going to talk about that tomorrow on Adventures of Pipe Man. How I'm sitting on a towel in the corner.
All right, Rachel. Go for it, Rachel.
Rachel Roberts recipes, or Rachel Ann Roberts. You can follow me.
And what are you
Coffee
cooking tomorrow?
talk.
And what are you cooking tomorrow?
I'm cooking. I've been making brisket tacos
Oh,
for the
brisket.
policeman, and I don't know. I'll probably be eating more pulled pork and brisket tacos.
Vocally
Coffee talk.
Tosh.
Watch coffee talk.
Absolutely. Watch your coffee top and look at her pictures. She's got some great pictures of the policemen and firemen that she took. And they love what she brought. Vocally Tosh.
Well, Vocally Tosh on all social media platforms. For any tips, you can definitely hit me up. And I have a performance tomorrow, which is exciting. The last performance I had was back in, where are we, July? It was June. No, it was May. So this is nice. I'm performing 2 of my songs, Sugar Daddy and Hangyar in Miami. So it's going to be fun times. And yeah, Dale Dale. That's my song that I've had this year, collaboration, and things have delayed a bit, but we are still on track, still keeping on track here. And yeah, Vocally Tosh, follow me. I mean, we all follow each other anyway. So anybody who's listening, you guys are awesome for being here on a Tuesday night, spending it with us. and grateful for your eyeballs and ears to be here.
Jeremy, you get the last word.
Subscribe to the Mindful Mutiny podcast and go to mindfulmutiny.com because I want to help you live the highest version of yourself.
And that book real quick. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. The book is There Is More, Living a Life of Expansiveness in a World That Is Not Perfect. It's available on Amazon and Audible.
I love that.
Jeremy, you're too good. You're too good, Jeremy.
He is good. All right, everybody. I want to thank everybody for coming on. And I always say this. Have a good night tonight. A better day tomorrow. If you see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours. Go out and buy Jeremy's book. Buy, locally Tasha's. You got to support the arts. And sign up for memberships in Knoxville Wert, or Heartland Wert. And also, maybe if you're right, donate to Rachel. She may cook you something.
So nice meeting everyone. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing.
We'll see everybody next week.